and welcome to my September wrap up. September was an okay month. I was obviously reading the Magical Hopathon. I didn't read all 4 parks, unfortunately. I got round 3, which I'm really happy about because it was a really busy month and a really not great month mentally. So to read 10 books, I think it was in total, was really good. As well as the 10 books read, I did have 2 DNFs, which I kind of saw coming and was kind of glad that I did DNF them because they were dragging me down. I'll show you the first 2 books that I DNF'd because I DNF'd them both for the same reason, and then I will go on to the books that I actually finished and rated. So the 2 books I DNF'd were From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout and Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. I DNF'd both books at 50%. I was not enjoying the books at all. I didn't like majority of characters. I didn't like the storyline, so it was just a no from me. Now onto the books that I did read. First up is The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. I ended up giving this book 4 stars. I haven't the foggiest what half this plot was, but I still really enjoyed the book, which is a sign of a good writer. I enjoyed the story, I enjoyed the characters, I loved the description of the lands. I know there is a relationship, I think, being developed. I liked it for the fact that it wasn't very much insta-love, because it wouldn't have matched this tone of this story, but I really enjoyed it. As much as you were meant to not like that character, I kind of understood where they were coming from, so I kind of did like them a little bit because like I said, I understood where they were coming from. I also love the fact that it was based off a Russian folktale, and I am trying to diversify a little bit what I do read, and I am finding folktales from other countries is something that I do tend to enjoy, so it's something I do want to incorporate more. And I can definitely tell why this series is a 5-star, much loved series for other people, but yeah, it was a 4-star for me, and I will be wanting to read the rest of the series next year. The next book is The Ones We're Meant to Find by Joan He. I give this book 3.5 stars. Now, normally anything scientific, I will say, I don't tend to enjoy the book or enjoy the story of that element. I found myself liking the ecosystem storyline and climate change storyline far more than the supposed relationships. I loved finding out their different plans on how they were going to save the earth, and yes, some of them were more out there than others, but it was still really knowledgeable to find out and actually thinking, could this work in our current climate? Irony there, I'm not sure. But yes, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the dynamic between the sisters and the twists because I didn't see them coming. I didn't like the romanticised relationships because I just didn't. I didn't feel like they were integral to the story or even connected correctly. I know they're connected, but I hope you understand where I'm coming from. Like, basically, there was no reason for them to be there. If they weren't there, I would not have missed them. Also, the dad was a prick. I know he was grieving, but he was still a prick. A 3.5-star book for me. The next book I read was Saga Volume 3. I gave this book 5 stars, like I have the rest of the books that I read in this series. I love this comic so much. It's cute, yet not cute, more rough and tumble, I'll say. There's a bit of gore, it's graphic, it is great. I just love it so much. I actually picked this up the day before they announced they're carrying on the series next year. So when I realised that, I was like, yes, more of it to read. And it has inspired one of my reading goals for next year, which is to read more comics and potentially manga, but I'm not holding myself to that one. It's more comics I want to read. But yeah, 5 stars. If you're looking for a quick comic that has gore and sexy themes that aren't too graphic, and a foreign language called Blue that makes you giggle, and a Romeo and Juliet couple, I'll say, definitely the series for you. The next book I read was Snap by Belinda Bauer, and I give this 3.5 stars. An interesting concept, very good writing, majority of the characters were well thought out, and the twists, some of them I genuinely didn't see coming. I saw a couple of them coming, and I didn't like the open-endedness of the ending. It wasn't my type of thriller, but it's not put me off the author. I have another of her books on my shelf. I will definitely be reading it. But thriller is such a mixture, I should say, such a wide genre that I'm not going to like all of them. And the more I read, the more twists I figure out halfway through the book. The next book I read was A Corruption of Blood by Ambrose Parry, and I gave this 4.5 stars. This has become one of my favourite series. It's based in historic Scotland. 3 characters who gel together so well. The story was intriguing and broke my heart at times. Both characters, old and new, were enthralling. While I did enjoy all the characters, Raven did annoy me for his actions, both towards his their counterpart and his potential new love interest. I think I am a bit bored of the will they won't they. Even though I love both characters, I just feel it's being dragged on, and it was the same issue as in the second book, just reversed. But I did enjoy Sarah's development and the cute little twist with their friend. And yeah, I love this series, and I hope it does carry on so I can carry on reading about historic Scotland. The next book I read was Circus of Wonders by Elizabeth McNeill. I gave this 3 stars. It was a 4-star, but the last 150 pages made it a 3-star. It was good writing. The story was well paced, I say, and informative. I didn't like Jace, I think his name is Jasper. I didn't like him enough that I couldn't remember his name. I didn't like Jasper or his actions. Toby, I wanted to wrap up in a big blanket and give him a cuddle and protect him from the world. Nell, I enjoyed the majority of the book. I just felt some of her actions were strange at times, and the side characters, apart from 2, they really didn't keep my attention. It is a very pretty book. I mean, naked, it is beautiful. I just don't think the prettiness is enough to keep it, so this may be an unhaul at the end of the year. The next book I read was The Glass Hotel by Emily St. John Mandel. I gave this 2 stars. What the heck did I read? I enjoyed the Ponzi scheme side of the story. Ponzi scheme is something that I wasn't really knowledgeable about. I'm still not knowledgeable about, but I still liked it, if you can understand knowledgeable then. I didn't like the hopping between characters and the surprising connections, because it was like, of course they're all going to be connected. The paranormal element wasn't needed at all. And some of the actions of the characters, I was a bit like, really? Would you really do that? So I'm thinking maybe not the author for me because of the low rating, and definitely one for the unhaul pile. The next book I read was 50/50 by Steve Kavanagh, 5 stars. Another new favourite series of mine. I am definitely back reading the rest of this series because I missed the first 3. I love the writing, I love the character, I love the stories, I love the twists. Even though one broke my heart, I loved the twist of it, and then the twist at the end. Yeah, definitely one of my go-to authors in future, and definitely a series I will be continuing. The second to last book I read was Threadneedle by Carrie Thomas. I gave this book 4 stars. It's the start of a series, so I knew the characters wouldn't be all well developed, because obviously there are some things that you need to keep secret for future books, but that didn't put me off. The writing was very, very good. The story was well executed. The characters that you met I both equally enjoyed and didn't enjoy, which was good. The lore was a little bit confusing, I'm not going to lie. There were some things where, this is going to sound bad, but I sometimes find that the writing is so well done and so well executed that I see every single twist coming because it's so well laid out. And that's what I found with this book, is that I kind of saw every little twist. Didn't put me off, it just made it a 4-star instead of a potential 5-star, but I think if a sequel does come out, I will be picking it up. And the last book I read was The Nature of Witches by Rachel Griffin. I gave this 2.5 stars. I liked the magic, I liked the action scenes, and the writing and description was very well done. I hated the characters. The love interest relationship I found was toxic at times. I know some people will be like, but that was my favourite part. I just read certain scenes as we're arguing with each other, then we're kissing, and all is forgiven. No. The adults may as well have not been there. They developed the story a couple of times, but apart from that, they may as well not been there. And I found the main character infuriating. On one hand, tell me everything you know about this and do not leave anything out. How could you leave anything out? On the other hand, I'm not telling you about anything. I will not talk to you, even though I apparently loved you. Not the book for me. And there you have all the books I read in October. I know that was a really quick video. I just didn't write many notes this month. Yeah, I think I've been so drained, because if you speak to any of my friends, that has been my word of the month, drained. When I finished a book, I've literally wanted to just write the bare minimum and then sleep or move on to the next one. But hopefully November will be a better month. If you like this video, please leave a like. If you are new to my channel, hi! My name's Michelle. I have 2 ways of reviewing, because I don't call what I do reviewing books. I am either so vague that you wonder if I read the book, I'll add this month's wrap up, or I give you so much detail that I spoil the book. I can't remember what wrap up that was, but I know there was one where I felt like I spoiled every single book. But I don't call what I do reviewing, I call it reading, trying to think what I did like and didn't like, and then remembering to tell you if I can remember. If you are new here and you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. If you do want to watch any more of my videos before doing so, please go ahead, no pressure. But until the next video, bye!